This is how they're going to get us. Wired Magazine, 2001. Not a prophet necessarily, but these ideas have been kind of coming along for some time. There was no movement on it, but listen what Wired wrote. The best minds in electricity R&D have a plan. Every node in the power network of the future will be awake, responsive, adaptive, price-smart, eco-sensitive, real-time, flexible, humming, and interconnected with everything else. You see, the network we know today connects people, doesn't it? Email, videos, conference, whatever, okay? The internet that they're talking about connects inanimate objects. Your washer to a computer program, to the neighbor's washer, to the neighbor, whatever. Inanimate objects being connected together, but it's an internet nonetheless. And here's the work in progress on the globe, just so you know. The red lines indicate portions that are still not completed. They're being built out. The yellow lines are the areas that are already completed, in their mind, already completed. They got a little bit of a way to go, but considering they've only been after this for maybe 2 to 3 years, they're doing pretty good. Good project for their point of view. And all the people you expect, the endorsements you'd expect to be involved with this, it's all the same crowd. Okay, that Bill has talked about, Phil has talked about, all the same people are in it. I won't even mention them, but you see that guy right in the middle there. His face is everywhere. That guy's got a good PR agent, doesn't he? What utilities have learned from smart meter tests, Wall Street Journal cut this article in 2010. This is a year after the money was released, and so some smart journalist got the idea to do a follow-up story. This is what the utilities learned from these initial tests. Number one, they learned that a principal goal is to enable utilities to restructure rate plans. Holy crud. Now we're all in trouble. Yeah, restructure the rate plan. All of us will end up paying 20, 30, 40% more within a year or two if they implement this. A principal goal, they learned, is to force consumer behavior to change. Well, I guess maybe they couldn't do it through all the sustainable development nonsense. They're cutting to the quick when they start talking power, but they're interested in forcing consumer behavior to change. And some utility executives, if you can believe this, anticipated in fear of consumer rebellion. No, that couldn't happen, could it? Oh, yes, it could. Here's an unsavory group. I hope that's nobody in this group, but here, Santa Cruz County says no to smart meters. And here's another sign, something like that, and there's not too many of them, but they're right in front of the PG&E office, and God bless their little soul sitting out there. These might be the same people that were picketing Dr. Stan a week earlier and Michael Shaw over at Freedom Advocates, I don't know, but they figured out that smart meters are not good for us, okay? It's just interesting. And here's another one a little bit more organized. They got signs, right? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, let's vote. Which do you like better? Do you like this better, or does this look better? Okay. You got it. Let me give you a few concluding thoughts. I'm sorry to rush through this, but this is all the time we got, and you're going to have to dig into it. This is new, folks. Smart grid is the enablement of technocracy. You just have to see that. The requirements from the 1930s match perfectly with what they're doing in practice today. It's perfect match. It can't happen by accident any more than creation could happen, or the world could happen by accident with a big bang somewhere out in space. All of technocracy's original requirements, and I say all, for energy-based system are being met today. Technocracy seeks a radically different economic and political system leading to scientific dictatorship. You have to study technocracy to find this out. Global enablers of what's going on with technocracy around the world include organizations like the venerable World Economic Forum. They're big into it. They have a sub-website dedicated to World Smart Grid. And the IEEE, that's the engineering, electronics, and electrical engineers of the world, professional society. They are the ones that are writing the specifications for the global smart grid. They have 385,000 engineers belonging to their membership around the world, and they are on board with this 120% to make it happen. I kid you not. Smart grid is fostered by executive fiat with no congressional oversight. in any country, or parliaments, if they have parliament, nobody's looking at this. It's executive fiat. It's been done by the government. And I will suggest that who is behind the executive branch pulling the strings on this, I will argue in another talk sometime that it is the members of the Trilateral Commission that are orchestrating this to get the government to spend taxpayer money. Hey, why spend your own money if you can get them to do it? Technocrats M. King Hubbard and R. Buckminster Fuller are the founding fathers of the technocratic movement today and resulting smart grid, and their intent was crystal clear. You have to go read their intent, perhaps, to find out what they were thinking, but we have no right to second guess what they thought the movement would do. Just like people read Karl Marx today, if you want to understand communism and socialism, you have to read the technocratic documents, the foundation documents, to understand what's going on. Two people who wrote about technocracy, you can go read these books again. Aldous Huxley wrote Brave New World, what year? You want to know where he got his material? Directly from the technocratic movement that was just gaining steam, Technocracy, Inc. I wouldn't be surprised if he attended that Hollywood Bowl thing that went on there. In 1932, there's even an internet movie, or internet version of an old movie that was created about Brave New World. It was a scientific dictatorship where everything was controlled. George Orwell in 1949 wrote 1984, and that book looked back to technocracy. I read both of these in high school. I didn't have a clue. It was just science fiction. I didn't have any idea. But these books explore the philosophy. That is, they took the philosophy and they extended it out as best they could. This is where it's going. Technocracy makes no provision for private property. Zero. There is no ability to accumulate wealth in a technocratic system, society. Everything is controlled by energy, production, consumption, and everything is controlled from the state top down. Whoever the engineers are controlling it, they're not elected, whatever, but they have the power to control the entire society. And so you say, well, this is not very good news, is it? It ain't over till it's over. But in the meantime, remember, smart grid is watching you. This was Big Brother. And I want to repeat again that Technocracy papers are available over here. So is Orlean's book on smart grid. And I hope I haven't aggravated you too much. Oh, no. But thank you.
Thank you, Patrick. Now, that